why that happened, but it did.
You can't change
I can't. It's literally, I don't want to keep doing this. Welcome, residents.
No. We're so lucky we got away with it. We don't.
My name is producer Richard, and across from me is the doctor himself.
Hello? Are you doing Beavis?
I was trying to do Bush, but
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
trying to make a connection. Yeah.
No, yeah, let's make fewer of those connections.
Well, each week we talk about the weird and wonderful world of DC while fielding questions from listeners.
That's the word. That's the end. That's where it happens.
It's listeners.
That's where it happened last time, too.
Hey, Doc.
Hey.
We got a review.
Yo.
From Rubio.
Rubio.
From Roberto Rubio. The most interesting.
It's so offensive.
Yeah, I know.
I think it, but I mean, it's not like the voice isn't that offensive. I think it's just offensive that like we can't come up with new things.
It's less offensive as it is just depressing.
Well, yeah, fair enough. Maybe it's just more depressing then. Let's.
What are you, stupid?
What? Oh no.
Okay, I can be offensive if you want.
What's the review?
It's on Facebook, and Roberto goes on to say, I don't know if this is the right place to post this, and it wasn't, but that's okay because we appreciate the comment.
It's fine.
I'm just saying, he was asking a question, and I'm putting it up there.
I mean, of all the places to post something, of all of the suggestions we've made, this is fine.
I suppose. But here I go anyway. Here I go again. The Dr. DC podcast is a highly informative and entertaining podcast. The Doctor and super producer Richard.
Super, let's not get third away.
Shucks. Bring a genuine enthusiasm to each and every episode, all while balancing the information with comedy, keeping the show from becoming dry and boring.
Did you just not read out loud at all for the 2 weeks I was gone?
No. I started with the Kyle Clark episodes. What's that? Because he's from a wildly more popular podcast than I. Then went back to the beginning and caught up. So I really can't get out of it. Some episodes are so full of information that they require re-listening a few times. I apologize for that.
No, I think that's great.
No, I just mean to have to listen to us multiple times.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I mean, I was the re-listen value is good.
Oh, yeah.
We don't want to
we're like Monty Python. Each time it's something that's...
Well, just to quote that other review.
Oh, that's right, yeah. And then in quotation, you wrote Blackest Night. I'm assuming that was a very informational.
Well, that's a super dense one.
I've said this all to say that the Dr. DC is a 5-star podcast. He gave us a 5-star review. That's all that matters. Also, if I can contribute to the doc having an awkward conversation with his children about an Aquaman tramp stamp, I will.
I mean, what's awkward about that conversation?
It gets wet that direction anyways. P.S. #Tequila Docmas. Fuck you. How about that? Rubio?
My Aquaman tramp stamp just it just says Kingdom of the Trench and then an arrow pointing down.
It's just there's an arrow pointing down. It says I went here and all I got was this tattoo.
Hidden sea this way.
Yes. PPS. When are you guys going to do a power hour?
I mean, that's a bold proposition. Although I did have the idea of doing a comic book power hour.
Wow, that sounds real intense.
I just have 60 comics and try to sum each of them up in a minute.
Oh, I thought you were going to try to read 60 comics.
No. God, no. I'd probably make myself dizzy trying to do that. Yeah, no. A power hour in the traditional
I'm going to eat
sense,
60 comics in 1 hour.
a traditional power hour would be very difficult for us, considering that like we can't even do 12 drinks over 13 hours.
To be fair, those are sips that they're doing.
What sips or shots?
No, sometimes you can do them as sips of beer.
Who does sips? It's a shot.
I don't think it is. It's a sip of beer.
It's a shot.
I can look it up. I'm pretty
a power
sure.
hour? It's a shot of beer every minute.
Yeah.
That's a lot of beer. It's like 5 bottles of beer in an hour.
Is it really?
Yes.
Well, fine.
Dainty sips? That's what you thought it was?
No.
Can I smell a beer every minute? Is that fine?
No, we've decided what we're going to do, and you guys have to wait to find out.
It's definitely not tequila.
It's fucking not. We're going to still drink, but we're not going to.
If you want us to have 12 episodes at Darkness, it's not tequila.
No. I was talking to Stump the other day, and I was saying that we weren't going to go as like insane with the alcohol
Last
this year.
year was a bad choice.
Well, and
Wine was a bad choice.
He said that he couldn't get to the end. It was like it got real hard to listen towards the end, and I was like, I can appreciate that.
I mean, if Stump is saying that, because Stump's a pretty loyal listener, so if Stump is like struggling through something, that's like a sign.
Yeah, you know what? You got to cross the line to be able to know where it is. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it's the only way.
I don't know that that's a lesson.
No. That's definitely, if anything, this podcast is set up is that fact.
Fair enough. All of this meta talk about just us talking about the podcast. Thank you, Roberto Rubio, for the review.
Yes.
We got lots of reviews in the 2 weeks I was away.
I know. God, we are getting close. What was it, 48?
We'll be saying them as episodes come out. We'll spread them out. But just doing the count, I think we're at 48. So and 52 is our benchmark for tattoos.
Jeez.
So we're very close.
Yeah, I can't believe it. You want to talk about some news? Is that a yes or
what?
Yes, I asked you a question.
What was the? Sorry.
Do you want to go talk about go into the news?
And part of this is, I'm doing the sound effect as like the segue in, so it helps if we just keep the momentum going when you stop it dead like this to ask me when I'm clearly like on board for it.
Yeah,
it kind of kills them. We got this really nice review that talked about how great we are,
but it's not
that we've
clear.
got like a good thing going.
Because when I asked a question,
you see what's happened right
now. I thought
now.
that I didn't answer, but
right? Like
clearly it's
all the good
Dr. DC show, not the producer Richard show. Because what I have to say is zero value.
Building and building and building. We're sort of gaining momentum,
but
you just throw the e-brake on that thing, right? I'm flying through the windshield now because we totally stopped, and all of my momentum is carrying me through the windshield, rolling on the road, skins tearing off as I hit the asphalt.
It's fine. I'll just go.
Whatever.
Kill
Let's
myself.
just do this news.
First piece of news: Smallville joins Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah, Tom Welling as Superman and
Lana Lang
and Lois Lane.
Yeah, Lois Lane. Sorry.
Yeah. That would be awkward. Superman and Lana Lang be like, "Where's Lois?" Be like, it didn't work out.
Yeah. Also, wasn't Lana accused of some pretty bad stuff?
No, that was Chloe.
Oh, I thought Lana too. No? Okay.
No, I think it was just the actress that played Chloe was doing that sex cult recruiting thing.
Yeah.
Lana Lang, as far as I know, Canadian actor, Kristen Kreuk, I think is fine.
Oh, okay.
But Lois Lane, Erica Durance,
yes,
both she and Tom Welling have signed on for Crisis on Infinite Earths. And I thought that I had read somewhere, although it might have just been a rumor, that they were trying to get Michael Rosenbaum. They were trying to get Lex Luthor in there too.
That would be the greatest
Which
thing.
would be dope. But I mean, we knew you kind of can't do this crossover without Smallville. If you're pulling in like, especially because it's CW, right? If you're pulling in all of your TV things and all these Infinite Earths, you sort of have to have like your big CW superhero
the thing that kicked off the whole thing.
Yeah, like just happy that's like we all sort of thought it was going to happen, figured it would happen. It's just kind of nice to know that it's like solidified. It's like I don't have to worry about it now.
It is confusing. I mean, I get that it is from a different like universe, but like the fact that they played the Smallville song when this Superman went,
I wish they hadn't.
Yeah.
For that one. We've talked about that. That Elseworlds one was like too much of a tease for me.
Yeah.
But it means that we have Arrowverse Superman, we have Smallville Superman, and we have movie Superman because Brandon Routh is playing Superman. We have 3 main Supermen in this.
Supermans, is it technically? Because they're individual Supermans?
So I think it's Supermen.
But they're not part of a group, and they're all from individual universes, so shouldn't it be?
Well, but in Final Crisis, it's Supermen of the multiverse, or go to fight Mandrak.
Yeah, but I feel like that's wrong.
Let's get Morrison on the phone.
Yeah. Just thinking it should be Superman's.
We have notes on Final Crisis.
I'm fucking stoked for this crossover. I'm also like, wow, it's not going to get any better than this. Like,
just watch the crossover and be like, I think we're done with TV.
Yeah. This is what we've been working towards.
Yeah,
so
I'm very excited for it. It's going to be cool. It's going to be lots of fan service, lots of nods and stuff like that to other things. I'm obviously excited.
Everybody's coming back pretty soon, though, right? Like the shows are
beginning of October. I think is when everything starts up.
Sorry, beginning of what?
Sorry, Doctober.
Thank you.
You need to take that, like, cut it so that's just the intro sound. Like, so
that's a good idea.
Consistent. Yeah. Cut this bit out though, where I tell you that we should do that.
Yeah, obviously.
Let's keep the magic.
I'm known for that.
Yeah.
Supergirl extended trailer shows Lena Luthor.
Yep.
Plotting her revenge.
Yeah, I'm not. Because I haven't watched last season. I don't know revenge for what. Maybe because I think Lex was killed last season.
Oh,
but then the Monitor brought him back.
Oh.
Like, presumably to do something in Crisis. But maybe Lena doesn't know that. That's very speculative for people that have watched this. They'll be like, catch up, Doc. But like, I'm assuming it's something like that.
I legit.
Lena Luthor has been on the show for multiple seasons now. But we only got introduced to Supergirl's Lex last season.
Wow.
But he died, quote unquote. So it's probably about that.
Still not enough for me to watch that show. So
do you know what? I've read so many things about that show being good.
Yeah.
Especially last season that I'm like, I mean, I probably shouldn't have jumped off in the first place. But
that's their fault, not yours.
I suppose. I mean, I did jump off for a reason.
Yeah.
But I should give it another chance. I should. I mean, at the very least, in earnest, I'm going in on all of the shows at the start of this season, even Arrow. Mm-hmm. I'm going to watch the full final season of Arrow. So
I still want to watch the final season of Gotham.
Yeah, I do too.
I saw some like trailers for it recently, and I'm like, oh, I kind of like this.
So I think that final season did like No Man's Land and stuff. Like Bane was in it.
It looked good.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate. Speaking of Lex Luthor versus Batman Who Laughs in Hell Arisen event.
Right. So, the Batman Who Laughs, he keeps sticking around. Part of this Year of the Villain thing, and part of what spun out from the Batman Who Laughs miniseries was that he is infecting people in the main continuity, like the main Prime universe, with his like tainted dark multiverse blood, basically. So he's not bringing people from the dark multiverse over. He's turning people in the Prime universe into sort of dark multiversey laughs versions of themselves, and he's making a new Secret Six basically made up of those characters. So the Shazam Who Laughs, who we talked about because he was been teased in that Batman Superman series that's now started and everything. The Shazam Who Laughs is one. The Blue Beetle is going to be one of them. Supergirl, I think, is one of them.
That's rad.
Hawkman, I think, but his version is slightly different because when he gets infected, I think he sort of he takes on a past life where he is the Earth 3 evil version of himself.
Oh.
He becomes the Sky Tyrant.
Skyrend.
Commissioner Gordon, who was infected at the end of that Batman Who Laughs series, he's one of them. Donna Troy, I think, is the other one. But yeah, so that's what this like Hell Arisen thing I think is Batman Who Laughs with his new Secret Six, I'm pretty sure. This is a character that like was a great villain in Dark Knight's Metal. Terrifying. Like a Batman Joker hype. Like that it was the scariest possible
villain.
Combination. Someone
yeah.
who's constantly prepared, but you can never anticipate what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Like it's the scariest possible thing you can be, but I do very honestly believe that character should have died in Metal, because with every encounter since then, if that character gets beaten, they're less threatening. This is the thing for ultimate villains all the time. It's the thing that happened to Doomsday, right? Every time Doomsday showed up and they beat him, then it was like, how did he kill Superman? It was like, you almost undercut your own threat level.
Yeah.
I get that he was super popular. They want to capitalize on that.
And that threat level was Midnight, so
I like exploring the Dark Multiverse too. Like they're doing those Tales from the Dark Multiverse one-shots where they do sort of twisted versions of iconic DC stories.
Twisted.
I kind of like that, but like you don't need the Batman Who Laughs to do that.
No.
So I still think he's a cool character, but he's definitely overused, overexposed right now. I kind of want him to step away or get thrown back into the Dark Multiverse or something.
Yeah. All right, next piece of news. Diana goes post-apocalyptic in Wonder Woman, Dead Earth.
Yeah, I think this is a Black Label book, which would start helping to break the tide of just like Black Label only being Joker and Harley series.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty sure this is like it's a post-apocalypse world, and sort of Diana navigating that and living in a sort of like Mad Max future kind of thing.
Just want to pause this for 1 second. There. Have you been following up with this?
No, but to be fair, I only just saw that it was announced while I was away.
Yeah.
But I mean, in general, those Black Label ones, I mean, the one I'm waiting for is 3 Jokers. I need them to answer like a 6-year-old question then that came up. But no, that one sounds neat. And again, it's kind of nice. We're breaking out of just like everything being Joker and Harley.
Yeah.
Which is nice too.
Absolutely. Trailer released for The Secret Spiral of Swamp Kid.
Oh, right. This was that like kids one that we talked about like months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a trailer for it.
Ooh, do you want to watch?
Yeah, I would love to.
Shit.
That's pretty cool looking.
It's so cute.
It looks fun. I like that. There's a few of those sort of like kid centered, or even more kid than like young adult kind of centered books, and I dig it. I'm into it. Yeah. So this is not like it's not like Lil Alec Holland. This is like a different character.
Yeah.
Who's Swamp Kid, but
it's super cute though.
I think so too. Yeah. It makes like I picked up Dear Justice League, which is also very cute. Sort of little book. I'll probably pick this one up too, I think.
We've got some insane casting for the Batman film.
Is it the stuff that just came out today?
Yeah.
Right. So, first one that I think is more solid, less rumor, more solid, is Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon.
Yes. Isn't that I thought you would basically lose your mind when you heard that.
Which is great casting.
Because you love Jeffrey Wright.
I do. I think he's terrific. I liked him like back in Casino Royale where he played Felix Leiter.
Oh shit! Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. He's on.
He's
Westworld.
kind of.
He's a fantastic character actor. He's in a lot of things.
Perfect actor for that role.
Yes, he's a great choice for Gordon. Very, very pumped about that. The slightly weirder one that I think is still like being negotiated, is Jonah Hill for a villain, possibly the Riddler.
That it is in talks for the Riddler, which I think is insane, and I could see Penguin.
Well, I was trying to move past like the body type thing.
So am I. I still think he would like thinking about him skinny Jonah or chubby Jonah.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I think both versions of him still look like a Cobblepot to me.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, apparently though, it's talks for the Riddler that he'd be Edward Nygma, which is kind of interesting.
I think he could do it.
I mean, you know my thoughts about the Jim Carrey Riddler.
I know.
I know Jonah Hill and Jim Carrey are not the same type of comic actor, but I don't know that the Riddler has to be like comic.
But I don't think
at
like
all.
Jonah really doesn't do that many comedic roles anymore.
I suppose
either.
that's true. He has moved a bit away from that.
So I think that like I'm not worried about him like I think he would play it fairly serious.
Yeah.
I just don't know if that is the version of that character that I see. Like,
well, but I mean, again, though, like, how many times have we gone through this?
I know.
I don't see it. Then we watch it. We're like, it's the only version.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm sure whatever it is will fit what they're doing for the most part. It's rare for something to be like a really cataclysmic misfire. But yeah, like that's
Suicide Squad, Joker. You know what I thought? He could have played the Riddler.
Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. He actually probably could have played Two-Face.
That would have been another better one.
Well, we'll never know.
I know, in this day and age, anything's possible.
But yeah, Jonah Hill as the Riddler is not one I would have thought of, but would be interesting if that actually happens. I think they're just negotiating money or something like that at this point.
Still wish we got that Army Hammer Batman.
Oh, from Justice League Mortal?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
They like released some like photos of it, what would have been his costume from it.
Yeah. That was the one where Adam Brody would have been the Flash.
Yeah, that's a great one. That's a great casting.
Yeah.
So many good castings. So many things that did not happen. And it hurts my heart. Anyways.
I think those were the only two Batman
yeah, those
castings,
are the
right?
real. Yeah, there's two of them. And that's it for the news.
Wow. We did it. Actually, last thing, did you see like the first official sort of poster they put out for Birds of Prey?
Oh, no, I did not see that.
It's Harley, and then it's got all the other characters sort of like floating and flying around her. But it's maybe like a bit of a better shot of like Ewan McGregor as Roman Sionis. We get a better look at Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Huntress.
Okay, yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. A big problem with this movie is it's not that popular yet. So anytime you look up Birds of Prey, all you get is like hawks and eagles and stuff.
Oh, like the actual, like in real life, like
yeah, like if you
peregrine falcon,
like if you just Google Birds of Prey, like this is what comes up.
That's actually pretty funny.
It's literally that's all there is.
That's very funny, actually.
And then like I was like, oh, I know how to fix it. It's because I just wrote Birds of Prey. I'll write Birds of Prey poster, and that'll help.
Why wouldn't you write like Birds of Prey DC or something? It's just bald eagles.
Yeah, it's just sweet bird posters.
So Birds of Prey, I believe, has wrapped filming, and Suicide Squad has, I think, started filming. But yeah, Birds of Prey comes out in like February or something. Like it's
jeez, and I feel like we've heard so little.
But again, this is the new Warner Brothers marketing thing, right? We got very little of Shazam before it came out. We got very little of Aquaman before it came out. So
very little,
I think this is just how it is now for these things.
Yeah, it's fine.
We've gotten very little of Joker before it came out.
Yeah,
you know. So I think that's the way it is now, which I'm okay with. I don't need things marketed like 2 years in advance.
No, but I mean, when we're a few months away, I think I would like that.
I don't know. It's kind of nice. Like when we saw Shazam, there was so little in that trailer that like I actually just got to watch the movie. I think I was never one of those people that was like, why did they show Doomsday in the BVS trailer? Like, I didn't care. I was like, that's great. I'm going to see this movie anyway.
Yeah.
It didn't bother me. But, like, then on the flip side, like, not being given things and seeing the movie, I was like, oh, shit. Yeah. Like, it's kind of nice to just, like, see a movie.
Yeah.
Like, It was like I didn't know what I was missing because it'd been so long.
All right, well, let's get into this week's theme.
Sure. So while I was away, we had a new edition of the Dr. DC Tournament of Pandering TM. And
did you just copyright that?
Trademarked.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I was doing it while I was tweeting it too. To see what our next sort of character specific episode would be, and kind of against all odds, but maybe not.
I didn't vote for it.
The Metal Men won the whole tournament.
That's right. Dio, Ozzy, King Diamond.
That's right. The Metal
Corey
Men,
Taylor. All the Metal Men.
Yeah. Yeah. So like this like very sort of silly, weird android team from like the 60s. You guys want a whole episode about them, so this is it.
This is your fault.
Yeah.
You asked for it.
If this is it, ooh, please, Metal Man.
Want to
let it gold, platinum, mercury, tin.
That actually worked really well. You rhymed men with tin, and it worked.
Well, you know, it's about the confidence if you just sell it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we actually got lots of questions about this. Metal Men is one of those things I actually didn't realize other people cared about. I thought it was like too obscure for that. But when I was starting to like get back into comics, my now wife, but at the time we were just dating, we were at like an antique market, and she found this very old, very sort of poor condition Metal Men number 3.
Ooh.
And she was like, what is this? And I was like, I have no idea.
Wow.
And so like I got it, and I was like, this is like the weirdest, like stupidest, silly shit ever.
Yeah.
And I kind of fell in love with it. So now that's what she looks for me. It's like kind of our thing.
Aww.
So I've got like a big chunk of Metal Men comics, like a decent amount of the original series.
Wow.
Because every time we go somewhere, and she likes it too, because you know, you hate that it's real, but she walks into a comic book store, and there's instantly like what are you looking for, sweetheart? Like,
yeah, you want the Catwoman or the Supergirls?
Did you make a wrong turn? You're looking for the princess store? There's like a little bit of like that kind of shit. So then when she walks in and goes, I'm looking for Metal Men, then it's like, there's a little bit of like, she knows the code. She knows the... So she kind of likes doing that too. But yeah, Metal Men sort of became like our thing. So I've got this big Metal Men collection because of her. And then like now since doing the podcast, and they've come up a couple of times, I'm like, no, people like actually like these characters. They're not just, I'm not the only one who knows who they are.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
It's definitely not a character I was aware of before we started this. Yeah. So I'm very surprised we got all these questions, and then they got voted through. So
yeah.
Maybe nobody else knows what they are and wants to.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that too, because like a lot of like bigger characters did not make it in the tournament.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, first question in Facebook.
Going to the face and the book. Going to the Facebook.
Comes from Adam Upper.
I hardly know her.
Adam asks, if DC had adamantium and vibranium, what do you think the personality traits would be?
Right. So for those who have not maybe tuned in or don't remember previous mentions of the Metal Men, the sort of key to them, like they're androids, and each of them is composed of a different elemental metal. There's gold, lead, iron, tin, platinum, and mercury.
God, you fucking really don't want tin around, do you?
Tin is like all like meek and kind of cowardly and stuff like that too.
Yeah, because it gets beat easily.
Well, but this is the thing. So they come to life. They are androids, not robots. They have sentience and their own self-awareness and things like that. But the piece of technology that does this is called a responsometer. It's invented by Dr. Will Magnus. What a responsometer does is it's basically like a microcomputer that animates the inanimate and basically allows like things to develop a personality based on what they are. So Mercury's personality is mercurial because he's Mercury.
Oh, not sexy Japanese schoolgirl?
Yeah, no, not Sailor Mercury. He's not Sailor Mercury. That's different. Tin feels like he's like not as valuable. So he has like self-doubt and like cowardice and stuff like that.
That's
Gold
really
is very like noble. He's the leader.
Yes.
Lead is dumb. Like like they have like personality traits related to like their physical properties.
That's
and that's what a
really
responsometer does.
Copper constantly gets stolen.
Copper actually was briefly part of the Metal Men.
Really?
So this question is taking a couple of metals from the Marvel Universe. Adamantium,
Mhm.
which is what is grafted onto Wolverine's skeleton.
Yes.
The indestructible metal of the Marvel Universe. And vibranium, which Cap's shield is made out of, which basically can like absorb and like kinetic energy sort of thing. So if you put a responsometer in them, what would they be like is the question.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts?
I feel like adamantium would just be like a big Russian brute.
Right.
Like nothing can destroy.
Like Ivan Drago. Like
Yes.
if he breaks, he breaks.
Yes.
I think
Adamantium is most powerful.
yeah. Puny other metals.
Yes. You crawl beneath the feet of vibranium.
Right. So adamantium,
yeah.
adamantium's like a Russian brute.
Yeah.
Vibranium, also relatively strong, but not as strong as adamantium, and sort of a different property. Adamantium's just kind of like indestructible. Vibranium has this quality where it can like sort of redistribute energy, like kinetic energy, which is sort of how it works.
I feel like it's maybe like it's got like a Bernie Sanders voice.
Which I can't do.
Redistribute all of this.
Your Bernie Sanders is this close to Nixon.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right. Just it was the
Redistribute the energy to the 1%.
it was the redistribute.
Yeah,
word.
that's-
Yeah. We don't shy away from politics on this podcast.
That's right. We really are the hard-hittingest podcast about DC Comics.
I feel like vibranium would maybe be a little bro-y.
Oh.
Kind of like in that way where like they sort of have like almost like a false confidence where they believe themselves to be invincible to the point where even if you do injure them, they're like, it's fine. I'm alright.
Merely a flesh wound.
Yeah. Just be like, no, just go, just tell Trav to get like tell Trav to get the gauze. I'm fine. I think vibranium is a bro.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. And adamantium is Viggo Mortensen in Eastern Promises.
I like that.
Yeah, good question.
But we have another question from Adam.
Upper, I hardly know her.
No, we already
Hardly.
did that. Adam asks, think mother/father boxes would fall into the Metal Men rules of being alive as they are sentient as well, but are some crazy rare metal that's super smart?
It's slightly different. So we have talked about mother boxes before. They are sentient, but it's not the metal of them that is the sentient thing. It's that they're powered by the source, like the energy of life that lives beyond the source wall. That's where their sentience comes from. So it's actually different. The metal of a mother box is just its skin. It's just its container. Whereas for the Metal Men, the metal is the thing that makes them who they are. So it's actually it's slightly different. So no, I would actually say a mother box is not like a Metal Men situation.
Yeah.
The source is the thing that is alive about a mother box, not the container.
Okay. Next question comes from Michael Ryan. Pick a first name.
I mean, that was so much more concise and cogent than what we've ever given James Paulson.
Yeah, good old two names. It's son of Paul.
Michael Ryan is like the less successful brother of CIA analyst Jack Ryan.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Jack is everything.
Michael Ryan works at Enterprise.
Yeah.
he helps drive Jack around. He'll pick him up.
No one ever talks about Michael. Michael's got a lot of value too.
Yeah.
Jack would just show up and not be able to get anywhere.
Yeah. But I upgraded you to this Ford Taurus. That's what Michael does.
Michael works for America.
Yeah. Michael Ryan
asks, where the hell is the follow-up to the Duncan Rollo series?
Right. So in the early 2000s, Duncan Rouleau wrote a 8-issue...
Duncan Rouleau?
Yeah.
But it's R-O.
It's R-O-U, I think.
It's R-O-L-E-A-U.
That could just be misspelled then. I think it's Rouleau. Maybe it's Rollo. We'll never know. We have no way of looking
We'll
this
never
up.
know.
YOLO. Thank you for dabbing.
Yeah.
He wrote this 8-issue miniseries of the Metal Men. That was a little, I'm going to say Doom Patrol-y, because it also involved these sort of other beings that were from kind of outside time and space, and sort of
time and space.
It had kind of a Doom Patrol kind of feel to it a little bit, to me at least. But the important thing about that series is for a little bit, things got retconned so that instead of the responsometer being how the Metal Men have personalities, it got retconned that the personalities and spirits of real people were transferred into metals. It was a weird retcon that from a 4-issue miniseries that preceded this. And this series basically undid that. Was no. It's more fun when this device makes them the way they are.
Yeah.
That they didn't used to be people and now their brains are trapped in androids or whatever sort of thing. So that this series did that. This series also introduced Copper, who was very sarcastic.
Oh.
Kind of sassy. And she was in love with Gold.
Forbidden love.
Yeah. Yeah, Gold and Copper. It'll never work.
Yeah. What? She's below his station.
Yeah. That's the best way to say that. It's so old-timey. It's like a Chekhov. Yeah, I love that. But yeah, so it introduced Copper in this sort of weird esoteric sort of story. But yeah, I mean, as far as a follow, I don't know that story specifically deserved a follow-up, but it was very fun. The art in it was very cool. It would have been neat to see it be more of an ongoing. I mean, it's not how things work, right? You don't it was it's a miniseries. We have a story. We're going to tell it, and then we're done.
Yeah, but
it would have been
more.
It would have been neat to see it keep going. I think because that's a pretty fun, interesting era of the Metal Men. But yeah, I mean, I think at this point we're so far past it now. I don't need I'm not waiting for a follow up to that. I just want Metal Men at all.
Yeah,
and they do have a series coming. A brand new series is coming.
So people must like it.
Well, yeah, and I think it's one of those kind of favorites of people that they like them showing up in the background too. Jeff Johns worked them into Forever Evil, made them sort of part of Cyborg's story that he gets them reactivated to help him take on Grid. Yes. You read that story. Yeah. The Metal Men are fun when they show up, and I think there are some people at DC Comics, specifically I think Dan DiDio, who many people dislike strongly for a variety of reasons, but I think he is actually a big fan of Metal Men.
Really?
Because they were in Forever Evil. They had a 6-issue story that took place in the Legends of Tomorrow anthology series. They were sort of guest sort of spots in Cyborg's solo series. The Metal Men have maybe had more exposure in the last, let's say, 7 years than they had in the previous 12. So, yeah. I don't need a follow-up specifically to that series, but it's definitely worth the read. I would go and find it. I think it's Metal Men Volume 3, but it's just, it's by Duncan Rouleau. Give it a read. It's very cool.
All right. Next question comes from the most interesting resident.
Roland Sebas?
That's right. It's Roland Sebas.
Thank God.
who asks, can they say, let our powers combine and become a giant metal mech a la Forever People from New Genesis, like in Young Justice?
Right. They don't have like a thing they say, like they don't have the Forever People. I'm gonna forget it, but they actually have like a specific thing they say to summon the Infinity Man, like Tauru or something like that.
With our powers combined.
Well, yeah, exactly. But they don't have like a thing like that. But Kingdom Come, like the sort of this Elseworld story, introduced a sort of dystopian future of the Metal Men where they were all merged into one being called Alloy.
Whoa.
And so that Alloy is in Kingdom Come, like plays a bit of a role in there. And then years later, a version of Alloy, not the one from that Earth, but a version of Alloy showed up in the main continuity. So now that is specifically all of them combined and into a single personality.
Yeah.
Now, a thing that the Metal Men do often, though, is they all have a shapeshift ability because they're just made of this metal. And depending on the metal, like Platinum can make herself into very fine filament, or Mercury is a liquid, or like lead is good at making shields and sort of big blocks and stuff like that. Iron is very strong. So they'll team up, like, but that's more akin to like something like the Fastball Special, like in X-Men, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like lead will turn himself into a ball, and Iron will make himself like a crane and swing him around, make like a wrecking ball. Like they'll do team up or match up things, or they'll put themselves together to make a magnet because, with gold is a good conductor, so he can get the electricity through to make them magnetic. Like they'll do team up moves a lot. That's a big part of Metal Men. But also, because they're a team, you need them to work together.
Yeah.
And that's like a fun, creative way of them doing that too. So there's lots of that. But if you're talking about being one thing, that is called Alloy. But there's relatively few appearances of Alloy. I'd say the more fun thing is they're like team ups. They're like the Ultimate Alliance thing, right? Where it's like, how do you put our different abilities or different qualities together?
Yeah.
They do lots of that.
Nice. All right. Well, let's leave Facebook and head on over to Twitter.
Twitter.
Yeah. First question comes from our favorite spacey, sexy texter.
Cosmic DM.
Sliding into those spacey DMs.
Sliding right in.
Cosmic asks, you've talked about their origins and creator, but are there any Metal Men that have been retired? Or Metal Men created for an arc and then went away? If not, why do you think the original 6 have stuck around? So we've already talked about one. There was
Copper.
Copper, yeah.
Yeah, Copper was created and did outlast that Duncan Rouleau series, but then there was a series after that where something had happened to them or something. They they didn't get along or something, and they actually kind of shunned Copper.
Oh.
Yeah, something weird happened there. I don't fully remember it, if I'm being honest, but so Copper is and Copper hasn't shown up in the New 52, like post Flashpoint version of the Metal Men that we've seen. There is no Copper. There was a recurring character from the original series called Nameless that Tin made to be like his romantic partner.
Oh,
so little meek Tim, he made Nameless, and Nameless, I think, dies like pretty horribly. I think has to get sacrificed or something, so she doesn't make it. There was a brief period of time where like an evil version or like a split psyche version of Dr. Will Magnus was forced to create this thing called the Plutonium Man.
Ooh.
By like a foreign government that had captured him and brainwashed him and wanted to like use his technology to make weapons, basically. And the Plutonium Man had some aspect of like Magnus's sort of shattered psyche, like which is why it was deranged. It was this like deranged monster villain. So the Plutonium Man was like a pretty big villain of the Metal Men for a few issues in there. Doc at one point was dying and made himself transferred his personality into like an alien metal and made himself Viridium, and he became like a metal man. He became part of the team. He wasn't just like their creator or their handler or whatever. So like that's a sort of forgotten one. And then I guess if you're the Gas Gang, you could probably count that. It's as the name implies, they were gas versions. Like, so instead of being metals, they were like helium, carbon monoxide, chloroform.
Of course.
And they had personalities, and they were sort of adversaries of the metal men. Like oxygen would make them rust, and like they would do like that kind of thing.
That's really cool.
So I guess those probably count too. And their big villain, Chemo, who's like a giant anthropomorphic walking vat of toxic chemicals. In the New 52 version, he is also created by a responsometer, like falling into a sort of vat of chemicals. He never used to be that way. It was just that the chemical combination in this sort of waste container eventually like formed life. But now he's connected to the responsometer. So Chemo is also, I guess you could say, like, because it's the same technology, is like akin to the metal men, but instead of being made of a metal, it's made of this just like liquid toxic waste. Mm-hmm. But that became its personality, which is why it's a, again, deranged monster. But yeah.
Nice.
As for actual metal men, I'd say it's like Plutonium Man, Copper, Nameless, Viridium. Those are like the big ones that have sort of been like lost and forgotten since then.
Cool. Next question comes from our old friend Chad Bokelman, who asks, fuck it, we're all thinking it. Since Platinum was in love with Magnus, were they physically involved? Do they have sex lives or relationships in or out of the group? I mean, having a guy build robots, one of whom loves him, sounds a bit too typical.
Right. So we actually haven't talked about this in the times that we've mentioned the metal.
Yeah.
A big part of Platinum's character is that she is obsessed with Magnus. Obsessed with Will Magnus, her creator. Desperately in love with him. Like, makes him dinner, like, gets the newspaper for it. Like, just wants to be that, like, weird sort of prototypical 50s housewife kind of, and certainly in the original series wants to be that. In later series, like, Magnus goes to his room and she's in his bed and like saying like, I could do things no flesh and blood woman could do, and he's like, get out. Like I went back through my comics. I haven't found an instance where they even sort of like
hint,
kiss, or you know what I mean, where you would then imply maybe off panel they did something. I haven't found that. Magnus is usually pretty against it, and Platinum is usually pretty for it. I assume because Platinum is so infatuated with him that she doesn't, and because she's more kind of androidy, it's not necessarily like she has a fully autonomous sort of sex drive. I assume she doesn't really have a sex life. If Magnus isn't reciprocating, I assume it's just not happening for her. Magnus, I mean, he's a man. Like a regular human, I mean, like not like a robot or a cyborg or anything. I think you're probably meant to assume at some point in his life he has sort of sexual relations, but he's also like a sort of mad scientist-y type. So I think it's not unreasonable to imagine him as a bit of a shut-in working on his work, especially because he thinks Platinum is defective because she's so in love with him. Like,
it's rare that a guy builds a robot and doesn't want to have sex with it.
But like, he's not like a playboy scientist. He's not like a Tony Stark. He's not like a Bruce Wayne.
I don't think that's the type that I would think that would want to have sex with a robot.
Well, no, or that. Yeah. Well, Oliver Queen, he would do it.
Yeah, but he would just put his dick in anything.
Well, yeah. In the quiver, as you might call it.
As he makes them quiver.
I am going to. I hope I'm not missing like a really weird pivotal Metal Men story, but I'm going to go out on record here and say that Magnus and Platinum have never hooked up. They may possibly have shared a kiss somewhere in a comic I don't have.
But sparks have not flown.
There's no way they've had sex with each other.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to say Platinum hasn't had sex with anyone.
I'm also wondering, like, are the rest of them, like, sexual beings?
Well, maybe not sexual, but, like, Copper was in love with Gold. Tin was in love with Nameless. Like, they were in love with... Nameless and Tin were in love with each other.
You just hear, like, a lot of clanging going on?
I mean, they're capable of those feelings. That I won't rule out that they might have sexual desires or something. I guess my point is just that because Platinum is so fixated on Will, if it's not happening with him, I suspect it's not happening at all.
I just wonder, like, do they have the compartments? I don't.
Well, I mean, they are shapeshifters. I'm sure they can just make it happen.
I figured it out. God, that would not feel good.
Or be like Data is fully functional.
Yeah,
you know,
like, is it just like one has like it's like a square hole that's like perfectly shaped for the other square? Like, I don't like.
Is this a USB port?
Yeah. Is it that, or is it just like a lot of like sparks flying and grinding? I don't know.
Oh, right, because metal on metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's sort of. I think you're meant to imply that they're because they have this sort of shape shifting thing, that it's some sort of like.
You know, I've got a port in the
soft,
front and the back.
like almost like proto liquid metal, kind of like almost like a T1000 kind of thing.
You warm up that liquid a little bit, and it might be all right.
So, yeah, okay. Well, we know where you stand on it.
I've got more ports than any human ever could have.
Yeah, Jesus. Magnus has probably had some form of sexual relations with someone at some point. Platinum, I doubt it. The Metal Men in general, I will say it's unlikely, but I don't want to rule out that they might have the inclination for it.
Do you think that their version of lube is like those like keyboard spray things that like
this WD-40 by the bedside table? Jesus. I'm just thinking about robots fucking.
Yeah. And then what is our cum? Is it oil? Like, I
mean, they don't need to replicate every part of the process.
Well, I don't know.
They're androids. Maybe their sexual process is just entirely something different.
God, I ran a whole bunch of ones and zeros last night.
Maybe they just connect through a wireless router and that's it. Like,
I downloaded everything he had, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, you know.
Uh-oh.
Had to use her Dropbox.
We went so many times I got a floppy disk.
Instead of eyes rolling back, it's just like 404 error. Like,
I beat in her M, if you know what I mean.
Gross.
All right. Let's go to the next question.
You have antivirus software, right?
That's good. I like that.
You're welcome.
I think that ties the perfect bow on that. Next question comes from Chris Chan, and it's a very simple question.
Okay.
Which metal men are you?
Ooh.
Which metal man are you?
Right.
I'm not a metal man. I'm a metal man, daddy.
Metal man. Let's go back over it very quickly one more time. So, Gold, noble, confident, leader.
Okay, neither of us.
Tin, cowardly, meek, unsure of himself.
Getting warmer.
Platinum, self-assured, fun-loving.
Sexually active.
Yeah, just wants it.
Yeah.
Mercury, like sardonic, kind of angry, kind of like temperamental. Lead, dumb and lovable. Iron, strong and dependable. I think I got all of them there. Copper, sarcastic, kind of like witty. But let's leave it at that.
Okay.
So of those kind of things, Who do you imagine yourself to be?
I think it's a combination of copper and tin.
Right. So both like. So you have like is it like the thing where you project the sarcastic and witty, but really you're like, I don't deserve to be here.
Yeah, exactly. We've all heard the episode where I screwed up the audio.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think we were going to make it to the next episode. I thought I was going to have to record that myself.
These are actually all just pre-records.
Richard killed himself weeks ago. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I think I would like to say that I'm a gold, but I'm clearly not.
Gold in the sheets and
gold in the
tin in the streets.
Tin in the sheets. Lead in the streets, tin in the sheets. I think I'm probably more like an iron. I think I'm pretty dependable. I'm not the leader, but I'm a good team player.
I wouldn't say you're worthless, but
I was gonna say I'm pretty strong.
Carry
my weight,
even though it's a lot of weight.
You son of a bitch! I have lost so much weight in the last 2 weeks. How dare you? I lost like 10 pounds.
Yeah.
And that was eating bread and cheese and wine for 2 weeks.
God, it sounds like you still got some of that wine going on.
Moving on.
All right, let's go to the next question.
Wait, who are you in the sheets?
Oh, in the sheets?
I said I was lead in the street. Or I'm iron in the streets and tin in the sheets.
Magnesium.
Oh my God, just don't put them near water.
Yeah. Yeah, well then it like breaks up and gets all over your hands.
No, magnesium in water, doesn't it catch fire? It's part of the Isn't that what that does?
Yeah. No, in the sheets I am lead.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lucky lady.
Yeah.
He just lays there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't find my way around, if you know what I mean.
You also make them sick.
Yeah. But I lay it down.
Sure, yeah. Okay, you're lead in the sheets?
Yeah.
Right. Copper/tin in the streets?
Yeah. All right, next question. That goes cray.
Ain't it, Jay?
What's she order?
Fish fillet.
That's right.
That lead so slow. Tin's okay.
You know that bitch. She's my bae.
Nice.
Yeah. That's right. It's the Cray Ghost. You good?
No, I'm good. I was about to do it again.
I could see it in your eyes.
Just be like in a recursive loop of me quoting Kanye.
Yeah. Jesus walks.
No one man should have all that power.
Jesus walks.
What was the question?
Cray Ghost asks, what is with Magnus and Platinum? And we talked about this a little bit. Unless the Doctor knows something I don't, he never squarely tells her he's not interested. And yet he's entirely aware she adores him. He cruelly leads her on all the time. He can only rely on being unsure for so long. Is he just a dick?
Well, I mean, the short answer is yes, he's absolutely a dick.
Yeah. But not the kind that she was hoping for.
Well, yeah, definitely not the kind. I feel like I've read a Metal Men story where he said, like, no, but I will admit a lot of them are like, she'll be like, you're so swell, Will, like you're just the best. And he'll go like, yeah, I think you might have a faulty responsometer. He just like, he's like always deflecting. So I think that's kind of where this question is going. Is like, does he ever just like shut her down? I think the answer is no. I mean, he has told her that certain behaviors are like not appropriate. Like that one that I told you where like she's in bed and he's like, get out. But he's not saying like, get out. This will never happen. He's just like, just get out now. Like,
so what you're saying is there's a chance.
Well, I think Kragos is right that the door is always left slightly open.
You hear that, guys? As long as they don't say 100% no, you've got a chance.
No.
That's what you're saying.
That's not what I'm saying.
What, because it's a girl, it's okay?
I didn't know.
You're defending this? This is sexual harassment.
No!
You heard it.
I was about to
The
get to the
doctor
part
said-
where I said, like, the ultimate moral of Metal Men stories is that Magnus is, like, an abusive dick.
But also, she's sexually harassing you.
I mean, I guess, technically.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that really flipped around.
Where do you stand on this one?
I've got to go.
There's been mistakes made on both sides.
Oh, no. Just locker room talk.
That's right.
Fuck. No, I mean he is straight up abusive. He responds to her affection by telling her that she's broken. He also says, "I think you are too much like a human," which means that he thinks that a human woman is just like mindlessly doting.
Yes.
So it also exposes something about, I mean, we're talking about the original series
Yes.
here, that's sort of from the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
But we're talking about a guy whose view of women is clearly not great.
Yeah.
Will Magnus himself, in many comics, he has these sort of like, I think for a bit they made him quote unquote bipolar, but like not in the way that people are actually bipolar, where it's an illness. They made him bipolar, where it's like sometimes he's evil. Like
sometimes he's got penguins, sometimes he's got polar bears.
it was like that sort of like shit a little bit. So he's not like a nice guy. And even in more modern comics, they at the very least portray Will Magnus as too work obsessed and like not very antisocial. So he's like...
He's an incel.
I mean... I don't want to say that, but he might be.
Mhm.
I'll put it this way. If someone wrote a Metal Men story and they explicitly made Will Magnus an incel, it would work.
Yeah.
Like, I won't say that he is, but that's not an outrageous take for if you were writing
Make a 2019 version, he's both an incel and gets Me Too'd.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yes. Yeah. Oh, are you making me dislike Metal Men?
Just put the facts out there.
It's like when we had Simon King on, and I was like, oh, what am I doing with my
Superman's
life?
the worst.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he's in cahoots with Luthor. I was like-
That real estate scam. God, it was good.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, Magnus is a dick. He's very abusive to Platinum.
Yeah.
He does not in any way try to explain to her that he's not interested. He just belittles her, puts her down, says
Negs
she's
her.
faulty.
He's negging her.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. Except I don't think he's not doing it to make her want him more.
That you think.
He actually doesn't want her, but he's being like,
Does he, though?
I don't think so.
I mean,
I don't think so. I mean, he's got a weird way of going about it because
it's called
she wants
negging.
him. Well, isn't the negging thing that they don't like?
no, not necessarily.
Oh, I mean, that's even worse.
It's more about a tactic.
Well, I don't know that it's even worse. It's all bad. This is all bad. I don't like where this went.
Well,
I just wanted to talk about the characters that I liked. No.
Yeah, that you see yourself in. Well, with that, the Dr. DC podcast.
That
We're
is
back after
not
this
it.
quick break.
You
You heard it. Bye.
bastard.
Ho, ho, ho. Happy Halloween.
So confusing. This episode of the Dr. DC podcast is brought to you thanks to our sponsor, Great Lakes Grooming Company. We've talked about them lots. They have been sponsors of ours since the first Docmas, back in our first year. Right now, I'm growing out a bit of a mustache. They've got some good mustache products. I've got a mustache, like wax. I've also got a beard balm that I use all the time. That beard balm in particular comes in different scents, and it's sort of designed to protect you from sort of harsh extremes in weather and like wind and sun and snow and stuff like that. I know Richard is a big fan of the Noble Selves hairstyling cream. because Richard, unlike me, is not follically challenged, so he needs something to make his hair look cool and hipstery. Doesn't it's not greasy, it's not heavy. It keeps his hair where he needs it to be.
Oh, that's right. It works quite well in the harsh temperatures of spooky Pennsylvania.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Hello Santa.
That's right.
Santa Ween.
On jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah.
On skeleton.
Great Lakes Grooming is meant to be easy and ready to use, rain or shine. All their products are purposefully designed and environmentally responsible. They're handmade in Canada and ready for adventure wherever one may find themselves, even if you're stuck in this horrible wasteland between two holidays.
Ooh.
I mean, this ad should really come out in November if we're being stuck between these two holidays. I think you need this character to be part Halloween and part Labor Day.
But that's not the case. Happy Halloween.
Well, you lucky listeners, you can get 10% off Great Lakes Grooming's regular priced products by going to their website. It's www.greatlakesgrooming.com, and you use the promo code Dr. DC Podcast. That's www.greatlakesgrooming.com, promo code DRDC Podcast. And now, onto the show.
Oh, get ready for me to come down your ventilation system and give you a sack full of spiders.
Everything about that was filthy.
Happy Halloween.
Brutal.
And we're back. Ho, ho, ho. Woo. Yep, that's how I'm feeling today.
I like the idea that we're trying to come up with this as if neither of us have ever seen The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, but I think it's different than what I'm doing.
Right.
This is more Halloween than it is.
I mean, this is worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what you mean. We're back.
Hey!
Oh,
Hip hop hooray!
hip hop.
Hello, Xmas. Well, now that the last listener has left, let's just keep going.
We're heading on over to Instagram.
Now we're going to Instagram, take some questions and answer them. They're not here. I was actually looking for them.
Oh, were you? Oh. Where did you put them?
I don't know. Your shaky balls are gone.
Where's my balls? Where's my balls? All right. Well, we have one and only question on the Instagram. That comes from.
Is it from our one and only?
It's from my one and only.
Yeah.
The real Josh Gill.
Gill.
Sexy.
Yeah,
Goddamn
sexy
Gill.
Gill.
Haven't been posting those thirst traps like lately. Just something wrong? Did I do something
Yeah,
wrong?
I mean, all of the talk that we've just had this episode about sexual harassment and things like that. I mean, like, maybe look in a mirror.
I'm just saying, I want to sexually harass you, but only if you're up for it.
Yeah, Josh, look in a mirror, take a picture of you,
Yeah.
send it to us.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's what we're trying to say.
Yeah. I don't know what I did wrong, but Josh asks, platinum. I mean, be honest. Would you hit that?
Oh, Jesus. We're fully like, we've made the biggest. We saw the sign for Wokeville and just pulled a Yui and we're just like driving away.
What did I say before? How do you know where the line is unless you cross it?
Well, let's see. Personality-wise, the thing about being like totally doting and things like that,
Yes.
thing like that, is like too Stepford Wivesy, big turnoff.
Oh yeah, I'm not. That personality is not for me.
I mean, both of us. That's not what our
No.
relationships are like.
No, we like a very aggressive woman.
Yeah, well, you know, yeah.
Yeah, if it like
I would say if my relationship was nominated for a bunch of awards, I would be supporting actor.
Oh my! That's not the case for me. But I do have a problem with that. I posted that on Facebook yesterday, but I don't know, like, why are we still doing this male actor, female actor thing?
Because otherwise the men wouldn't win.
I mean, that's true, but it's bullshit.
Well, of course it is. Anyway.
Would you?
If she wasn't like that, can I get your slippers or things like that? Because that is legitimately like kind of a turn off. I mean, if we're just talking about like shapeliness and things like that, Platinum is I would say among the more attractive characters in DC.
Depending on the version, yes.
I don't know. I don't think I've seen a version that isn't.
I mean, I guess
Are you looking?
Yeah. I specifically was looking at like this one.
Well, yeah, that's yeah. That's the one from those DC short animated things, I think.
Yeah. Though that being said, I feel like this is just your type in some ways.
Just type in Platinum New 52. Oh no, it's the second one down on the left. Click that one on the left. There you go.
I mean, it's got that muscular thing you've been into lately.
Yeah. I guess my answer is yeah, I would have sex with just metal.
Yeah,
I think I would.
Yeah, this one's weird.
Oh, that is a weird. Is that like fan art or something? I think it's from a Tumblr.
Yeah, I think so too.
Let's not get into Tumblr versions of Platinum.
I know. I was like, I'm pretty sure I just saw one that's pregnant. So
yeah, we don't need to dive into this. But yeah, I think both of us are saying yes.
Oh yeah, here's that one where he's like, "Get out," and she's in the bedroom.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Hello, William. But yeah, there are things that I can do that no flesh and blood would ever do. Oh god.
Yeah, see, that's a little too forward. There's some sort of middle ground. But yes, I mean, like broad strokes. Yeah, I think I would.
What are you going to do to her?
What, Platinum?
Broad strokes. Jeez, this is a family entertainment podcast.
You're looking at me like I'm the source of it.
One of these days.
Don't like how you keep turning this on me. Stop making me out to be the bad guy here.
Stop being a bad guy. Leave an Instagram, heading on over to Reddit.
Where everyone's nice, no one's ever mean.
Not once, not even a single time. My favorite Reddit name, Refrigininja.
Yeah, Refrigininja.
It's the best.
Who is also one of our Patreon subscribers.
That's right. Up a notch for the rest of you.
That's right. Subscribe
Fall in line.
Subscribe to our Patreon. Patreon.com/DrDC.
Buy our merch. Refrigerator Ninja asks, if you could add another metal man to the team, what metal would you choose and what would their personality be?
Oh, interesting. Let's see. I think I would add... pick something kind of fun. I would maybe add something like lithium, but then go off the idea of like lithium batteries that maybe like, so gold is good at conducting electricity, but maybe like lithium can like hold and store energy and then release it later. You know what I mean? Or something like that. Like that would be like a special ability that they would have. Yeah, maybe something like that. Or you go like tungsten, because tungsten has the highest melting point of any metal. So then tungsten is good for those situations where the other metal men dare not go, right? Because tungsten can like withstand the temperatures or whatever. I think those would be like my two sort of that I would throw in there.
I think I would choose nickel.
Okay.
And I don't know much about nickel, so that's challenging. But I feel
I
like
mean, the core of the Earth is primarily nickel and iron.
Mm-hmm.
So there are like magnetic properties to that. I think it's the swirling of the core at the center of the Earth that creates our magnetic.
Maybe it's
field.
like a really handsome dude.
A nickel.
Yeah,
he's only a 5 out of 10. How's he really handsome?
Because he's magnetic.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
No, he just means he's got a good personality. He's making up for being a fry.
Oh, maybe he's like a wise guy, like a con man.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, Nickel like tries to sell you like blank CDs out of the trunk of his car.
Yeah.
Right. I like that. I like a metalman that's not helpful and only out for themselves.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
So that's Nickel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I guess I only described the physical ability. I guess personality-wise, I think if Tungsten, just going off what I said, I think Tungsten would be kind of like a drill sergeant, like have like that sort of like military kind of brain. Like if they're that tough, I think that's sort of maybe the way that they would be. Lithium would maybe be like generally super chill, but prone to angry outbursts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Is zirconium a metal?
It is. It comes right after yttrium on the periodic table. Zirconium is number 40, I think.
Wow, why do you know that?
Well,
it is 40. Jesus Christ, what is wrong with you?
I used to be able to name all of the elements up to zirconium in order.
What comes right before zirconium?
Yttrium.
Wow. Why?
Because, when you're lonely.
But
hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. You poor son of a bitch.
Okay, so what do we know about zirconium? Why did you want that one?
I don't know. It just sounds cool.
Oh, I see. Just for the name.
Or niobium.
Could pick like titanium or something. Make them super durable or something like that.
Technetium.
Technetium?
Yeah, I like technetium. Sounds cooler. All right, well, I think that's it for the questions.
You didn't pick any of the lanthanide elements?
Palladium. Before we move on to the last piece here.
Okay.
We've got some voicemails.
From the dock phone.
The dock phone. Right. Oh,
Jesus.
Happy hello. So let's listen.
Yeah, let's have it.
I have a Dino B for you guys. It is you Dino the B and then you get the French frog, which is after you get it, you tell a really bad French joke, and they all laugh like a frog. Like the Simpsons. And then you get to run in and steal their stuff while everyone's laughing, and you run away. Like Tabernac. Have a great day, guys.
It's deeply offensive.
Yeah, you stinking frog.
My children need wine.
That was good.
Was that Stump?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Stump.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Stump, for your innovative and non-stereotypical approach to the French culture.
Yeah, I liked it.
I mean, it's very funny.
Let's go to the next one.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey guys, Jesse. That was just a bunch of pictures. I'm gonna quickly pause real quick to play the theme.
Oh. He's trying to make us do the puff cheek pastries thing.
Oh, okay. Let's do it.
No. I'm not commanded by no one. You got to say the name, or I don't just. I make assumptions. I don't know who this Jesse is.
Jesse? It's from Puff Cheek Pastries.
Sorry. Puff Cheek Pastries makes lots of food, makes delicious treats for me. I wish I could cook.
I guess we should have let this play while we were doing that.
Yeah. I needed to be offended first.
We'll just sit in it.
It'd also be funny if you just left out when you say there. So I'm calling because I got for a dial dog. So what happens is you actually get turned into an anti and speedster, but not a traditional one. It's supplied by the breakneck. So this particular speedster has some typical speedster powers being able to run fast. That's really not
I just want to remind that he started off by saying that this character was an anti-hero. And his power is being able to run fast enough to break your neck. Specifically to break your neck.
The exact speed to break your neck. Good God.
Oh, I love it. Thank you both for your Dial Doc submissions via the Doc phone.
Thank you. I appreciate
That's
that.
awesome.
Well, speaking of Dial Docs, that's the time.
Oh, right. I'll talk about it.
Yeah, thanks.
So, Dial Doc, it's based on Dial H for Hero, which, of course, you get the H dialer, you dial hero into it, you become a never-before-seen hero or villain, if you've dialed villain, with unique powers and a silly name for a short amount of time. So every week we try to come up with our own Dial Doc characters. Richard, do you have one?
I do.
You do? Okay.
It's not good. It's a villain.
Okay.
And its name is An Apple a Day.
Okay.
And it's set out to murder every medical practitioner in the world.
Oh my God. That's not a power?
But it has the ability to shoot apple seeds out of its mouth at breakneck speeds.
Like some sort of deranged Johnny Appleseed.
Yeah.
Okay. An apple a day can shoot apple seeds out of its mouth like bullets.
Yeah.
And lives to kill doctors.
Yeah.
Right.
So watch out.
But does it only kill one doctor a day?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, then your odds are pretty good if you're a doctor.
I mean,
There's so many doctors.
unless it comes up here.
Oh, God.
Not nearly enough doctors.
Oh, God. Not like this. Wow. Okay, sorry. What was the name again? An
apple a day, yeah.
Keeps the doctor away. Jesus Christ. Okay,
And then it
I actually also have one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I would hope so.
Mine is called Peloton.
Like the company?
Like Peloton, like the bike racing term. The main pack, the main group is called the Peloton. And in bike racing, if you're part of the Peloton, you all get the same time at the end of the stage or at the end of the race. Because you're part of the pack. So Peloton in my Dial Doc, basically, like, if there's a person within like 2 feet of them, they can mind control them so that, like, but it's not like that they can make them do something. It's that person will do whatever they are doing.
Wow.
But then if there's someone within 2 feet of that person, they become part of it's like a daisy chain. As long as there's someone within 2 feet of a person that's within 2 feet of them, they all move in unison and do the same thing as them.
That's pretty cool.
So that's Peloton.
I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah.
It's no Piss Daddy, but it's pretty good.
Like, oh yeah, one of our better ones. Piss Daddy. I still think my favorite / the one that made me the most angry was Pedophile.
I still get texts and like tweets about that sometimes.
It was
what? He's into bikes. I don't understand.
It was like an incredible joke, but I hated that you got there. It just made me so angry that you landed it.
But then you said it was only bikes with.
I said it was only training wheels.
Yeah. Oh, that's just it tastes so good.
If you have a Dial Doc,
we would love to hear them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel shy if you don't think it's as good as An Apple a Day
or Pedophile or Piss Daddy European
or Piss Daddy.
Just top notch.
Yeah, really great stuff. But we do want to hear about your dial docs. You guys are pretty good about sending them, but just always do it because we love to see them. So you can send those to us with the hashtag DialDoc. And you can do that through our various social media platforms.
You know, it's I don't know what's worse, that we've come up with these or that Josh Gill has spent enough time to actually write them all down and then give them all their explanations.
I felt very bad
that he
didn't do that.
Who's got a worse waste of time?
Well, us.
Yeah, no, us. No, it is us.
It's us.
Speaking of those social media platforms, we're talking about the Facebook,
Dr. DC Podcast,
Twitter,
at Dr. DC,
Instagram,
Dr. DC Podcast,
email,
drdcpodcast@gmail.com,
our subreddit,
r/Dr_DC.
And if you've already heard today, we can receive phone calls and voicemails through our doc phone.
That's right. 208-917-3238.
That's 208-917-DCEU. So give us a call.
Yeah.
Don't worry. It's not a live phone call. You can leave us a message.
It can be a dial doc. It can be a question.
It could be you like talking to somebody about our podcast.
Oh, I mean, ideally.
Yeah. Just give me enough time to lube up.
Yeah, just make sure it's not longer than like 40 seconds because we don't want to waste airtime. But,
I'll be just playing that off air.
Next week is the start of cue the thing from earlier. Doctober. Yeah, Doctober. We've got, I think, a pretty cool thing lined up for this year. The past couple of Doctobers, we've obviously tried to make things sort of vaguely creepy or Halloweeny. This year, the month is basically it's Dystopian Futures Month.
It's so, Epstein Island.
So, oh my, no. Is that where you're supposed to be monitored, but then you're like they suspiciously look away when you quote unquote kill yourself?
Where do you think all the bike enthusiasts come from?
Oh no,
the pedophiles, if you will.
Terrible. It's Dystopian Futures Month, though, so every week we're going to be looking at a different, possible horrible future of the DC universe. Starting next week with the New Order, the dystopian future scene in Nightwing: The New Order.
NWO.
Nightwing Order.
That's not.
Yeah, but we're starting with that. We're going through a few different ones. We're going to get to Commandy. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to Kingdom Come. We're going to get to Armageddon 2001.
That's right.
We're going to get to Future's End. That's another one. So those are all coming up for Doctober. So if you have questions about any of those, but specifically about the New Order, that world, that graphic novel, please send them to all of the things that we mentioned before.
That's right. And don't forget that we've got merch available.
Always.
Through our website.
drdcpodcast.com or .ca.
Buy our merch. And of course, leave us a review. You know, Daddy loves those reviews. We're at 48.
Yeah,
getting to 52. You guys have done great. 4 more.
And I've got to say, a couple of you have stepped up. And sort of non-traditional reviews.
Oh,
like
yeah.
We've been pitching.
Because, of course, you can leave us the reviews on the iTunes, which we love those. Those do great for us, and they're always good. If you're a new listener and you haven't given us to one on iTunes, get on there.
It's extremely helpful.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't want to undersell how helpful the traditional review sort of channels are, but
if you've already given us an iTunes review and you want to give us some more love and in a new place,
then I think a good way to do it is to you sort of self-hypnotize a little bit, and then in your sleep you give a 5-star review of the Dr. DC podcast, or you record yourself giving one, and you put the tape recorder under your partner's pillow so that they just wake up just loving the Dr. DC podcast.
Go to the rural areas in your city. If you see one of those slow children playing signs, just right underneath that the Dr. DC podcast, and then give us a 5-star review.
Yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely. And I think if you're pulled over
I think you've done this one before.
by like law enforcement
You've done this one before.
instead of handing over your license and
Oh,
registration.
that's a flip on the
Hand
tradition.
them a 5-star review of the Dr. DC podcast.
Oh, that's a little bit of a change. I like that a
Oh,
lot.
you know,
That's
I've always
nice.
got a surprise up my sleeve. I'm sorry, officer. I didn't mean there was a surprise up my sleeve. Oh no!
Go to your Craigslists and your Facebook marketplaces.
Yeah,
Buy all those old iPod shuffles.
yeah.
Put the Dr. DC podcast. See all the episodes on
Which,
there.
you know, you should really go to the Craigslist like missed connections.
Well, yes, of course,
Yeah.
but do that. But buy these iPod shuffles. Put some episodes of the Dr. DC podcast.
Yeah.
Record yourself giving a review of the Dr. DC podcast. Put that
Obviously.
on there. Then head over to your food bank and give just a pile of iPod shuffles to
Right.
give them what they need. You know, it's not about
Right.
what they want. You know, they all want the fast foods and the food that's bad for them. Give them something that they really need.
Right. You know what I think you should do is you should make like a very like long, effusive, like rambling video of a 5-star review of the
Mhm,
Dr.
mhm,
DC
mhm.
podcast, but then you upload it to Pornhub. Upload it to Pornhub with the title, like, you know, Dr. DC gets a big fat one or something like that. Like, and then have it up there.
Yeah, no, I like that. Yeah,
You
yeah.
should do
Go
that.
to your whatever local protest may be going on, and
yeah.
instead of holding a sign against or for whatever you're looking to promote or go against it, and you give us a 5-star review on there. That'd be a great place to do that. Are you going to be on the Price is Right? You know, hold up a sign
Yeah.
for the Dr. DC pop. That'd be a great one, actually. Go on Price is Right and do that.
And for those listening in Canada, we're in the middle of an election right now. And I'll say to the first party that in their platform guarantees a full hour slot on the CBC to the Dr. DC podcast,
Gets our vote.
I will personally campaign nationwide for you.
What if it's the Conservative Party?
If you promise us a 1 hour slot on the CBC,
Yeah, you know what?
I will put all of my ethics and morals aside for you.
You know what? I'm not
That's
saying
how desperate for fame and attention I am.
I'm not saying throw away your vote. All I'm saying is write in a 5-star review for the Dr. DC podcast in your ballots.
If you all band together and you all vote for us for prime minister, we won't win, but
We might give you an extra episode a month.
it would be nice to reach official party status.
Hey, baby. Every day with me is official party status.
Yeah. Yeah, if we can get like, if we can get to, I'd say like 9% of the popular vote, that would be great.
That'd be great. I mean, it would be definitely more than the Green Party. And of course, if you want more, speaking of more, if you want more of the Dr. DC podcast, you got to subscribe to that Patreon.
That's right.
Baby.
It's patreon.com/DrDC. It's only $5 a month. You get a full bonus episode every week. You get the double dose on Fridays.
That's right. Do you want to know what happened to the doctor while he was in Europe? There's only one way to find out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be there. Should have gone on that trip.
Spoiler alert, I killed all the kidnappers.
There's only one way to find out. Listen, what are the weapons that he used?
Yeah, what was his cool, like, angry phone call?
Was it with the candlestick and the Louvre? Who knows?
Yeah, we've got all sorts of, like, fun, crazy episodes about all sorts of different geeky things up there. Subscribe.
That's it for this week.
Adios.
Ciao, ciao. Ho, 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 ho. Happy Halloween.
All the superheroes, they always fight for what is right. Live with danger and adventure, they are men of might.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.
If you never say the words, come down your ventilation system again, I'll be fine.